I'm going live. Hello, everybody. Okay, so now I'm live on both YouTube. Hi, hola, hola, Ia. Princess Ola Ia, nice to see you. All right, so I'm live both on YouTube and on Facebook. I had to kind of, do the phone because for some reason, I guess Facebook must have had an update or something, but for some reason, it's not allowing me to go live on in the group. It's allowing me to go live on my page, but not in the group. Okay. All right, everybody. Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome to episode 2 of the Rich Roots series. Okay. If you were here last week, we talked about what is the purpose of the Rich Roots series. I talked a little bit about myself. I gave you a little bit of background to show you, what makes me qualified to be able to talk to you like this, and we're gonna continue. Okay, the Rich Root series is it's a series. It's meant to be a conversation. Okay, yes, I have educational material. I have classes. If you go to learnarishahoodoo.com, you will see a plethora. arishahoodoo.com. Okay, I'll put it in the chat here for those of you on YouTube. Okay, you will get a plethora of different classes, but the Rich Roots series is meant to be more conversational. Okay, and today's topic is the biggest missing piece in your money rituals. Okay, we're going to discuss what is it that's missing in your money rituals. Now, type in a 1 in the chat if you've ever done a money ritual on your own. Type in a 1 in the chat. Type in a 0 if you're brand new to this life. You're not you haven't dabbled into anything just yet. Okay, you're still learning. You still have the training wheels on, and you haven't done anything on your own yet. Or maybe you have paid for a money ritual, right? I know that a couple of the priestesses in the BSN network usually do money rituals. If you've ever done a money ritual, hi there, hi Michelle. Oh, I see there's people on. Okay, on YouTube. Okay, hi Interstellar. Okay, hello everybody. Okay, if you've ever done a ritual, okay, so Interstellar said a 1, Michelle said a 1. Okay, anybody else on Facebook? If you're on Facebook here, all right, go ahead and type in a 1. All right, and most of the time, and I'd love to hear from you, what are the reasons why you usually do a money spell? Whether that's a money spell that you do with supervision, meaning there's a mumble or a hugam. If any of you guys have ever done any of the money rituals with Hugonzo, I don't know, he hasn't done one in a while, but whenever he does one, please sign up, right? Shameless plug. I am plugging Hugonzo into this because I will say that, when I first started my journey almost 5 years ago, well, not really. I'm exaggerating. 4 years ago. I want to say 5 years. Next year, I could easily say 5 years. Okay. But I'm still in the 4 year mark, right? About 4 years ago, I was sleeping on somebody's couch. A lot of people think that, I've been successful or I've been at this level for a long time. It hasn't been that long. All right. It really hasn't been that long. About 4.5 years ago, I was literally sleeping on somebody's couch. Okay. And then after, joining BSN and all that, I don't want to get into my story, but all of that to say is the power of a powerful money ritual. A powerful money ritual can literally shift your entire reality. It can shift your entire life. It could shift your entire trajectory. Okay. And so when we're doing money spells, right, it's very easy to just manifest the need at the moment, right? I remember when I first started my journey, I needed to make rent. Rent is due and I don't have any money for rent. So let me light this green candle and let me shake some shit up, right? Another thing is, okay, there's this one thing I want to pay for, but I don't have the money. So let me hurry up and light a green candle and put a whole bunch of herbs on it. And let's hope and pray that this fixes everything. Right. And so, yes, that's pretty normal. Most beginner practitioners will do things like that. But then what happens is it gets a little exhausting. I'm not going to lie to you. It gets exhausting that every single time, you push a lot of energy and you're able to get out of that situation, whatever that situation is for you, whether it's, whether it's your rent that needs to be paid, whether your car note, whether you just have no money to enjoy the things that you want to enjoy and you're just fed up with it, like I was. And I'm like, all right, I'm fed up with this. I need to do some sort of something to shake something up, right? And whenever you have to be pushed every single time to do your money rituals, it can take a lot of energy and it can be exhausting, and it can also be discouraging. One of the biggest enemies to your magic is discouragement, right? Pushing a lot of energy and not really seeing the results that you desire. And so what happens is when you experience this over and over and over, and you're disappointed by the results over and over, you start to lose faith. You start to lose trust in yourself, right? And now either two things happen. Either you stop practicing altogether and you say, you know what? I gave this magical world, I gave this whole hoodoo, voodoo, I gave this whole Ifa, or, African spirituality system a try, and, I didn't get the results that I needed. It must not work, right? Or you become dependent on other practitioners, which I see a lot of times, where you are constantly buying rituals after rituals, constantly finding new houses, new lakus, right? New iles to join. And you're like, okay, well, I didn't get what I needed in this ile, so this ile must not, it must not be good enough. So let me go to another ile and then go pay this person, this baba, this hugan, this mumbo, whatever the practitioner is. Let me pay them thousands of dollars and try to fix this. Oh, and then you don't get the results that you need. And then you go hop to another one, and you're hopping to different iles, different houses, different practitioners. And you're leaving your energy scattered all over the place, right? And it becomes exhausting. So either way, it's not a pretty road, right? Either you leave the practice altogether and you say, oh, I gave that thing a try. I tried a few times, didn't get the results I needed. That stuff doesn't work. Or you go from ile to ile, or you go from house to house, or from practitioner to practitioner, from priestess to priestess. You're booking readings for everybody, except yourself. You're not trusting yourself. Okay. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. So let me reel it back a little bit. Some of you are new to watching me. This is the first time I'm on YouTube, right? Last time, hello, Soulful Healing Garden. Woo, right? Exactly. Okay. So these are some of the symptoms. These are some of the symptoms that your money rituals or your abundance rituals, right, need a little oomph. They need a little something more. We're going to talk about that today. All right. So who am I? Who is this person talking to you about money? All right. My name is Priestess Omisika Oladeyinde. I am a water spirit who brings back wealth to families, to the community, to my family, to your family, right? It is my destiny to lead you back to wealth. And when I talk about wealth, right, let's have a conversation real quick. The ancient Yoruba tradition, in the ancient Yoruba people, right? Why do we care so much about the Yoruba people? Why do we care so much about Yoruba land, right? Well, I took a trip to Senegal in 2022, and I went to Ile de Gorée. Ile de Gorée is where all of the enslaved Africans that were taken from the Congo regions of Africa, from South Africa, from North Africa, from East Africa, from east of the Nile River, west of the Nile River, and they were all brought to Ile de Gorée. And there's another spot in Ghana as well. So these two main ports, right? They were all brought to Ile de Gorée, and from Ile de Gorée, they were shipped to the different islands in the Americas. Okay, type in a 3 if you're following the story here. Okay, I'm explaining to you why Yoruba land is important to us. Okay, that's the point of that story, and then I'm going to lead it back to the wealth conversation. Okay, you know me, I go in all multiple dimensions, but you can count on me to bring it back. Okay, all right. And so they were brought to the Ile de Gorée. Okay, and they were shipped to Brazil. They were shipped to Haiti. They were shipped to Jamaica. They were shipped to the United States, right? And so on and so forth. And so 80%, all right, write this in your notes if you're taking notes. 80% of the enslaved Africans who were shipped to the Americas were from Yoruba land. Why? Why Yoruba land? Well, if you take a look, and this is not me generalizing Africa, because Africa is a whole continent with 54 countries. Some will argue that there's more countries that are not being recognized by the UN. So yes, there are 54 different modern day countries and even thousands and thousands of tribes in Africa. So this is not me generalizing Africa at all. I'm just generalizing this for you so I can explain it in a way that you understand, okay? So disclaimer, I know that Africa is a continent, and I know that Africa cannot be generalized. This is me simplifying the explanation for you. And so if you take a look at the regions, the eastern regions of Africa, if you take a look at Ethiopia, right, Rwanda, Kenya, Tanzania, right, all of Somalia, right, all of the eastern region of Africa that is connected to what they call the Middle East, that is connected to Iraq, to Israel, right, to Pakistan, to India, right, to the east region, okay? Oshunke maybe says 54. 5 plus 4 equals 9 is the number of the ancestors, picking up all the details. Ashe, priestess. Ashe. I'm calling you priestess because I just see the priestess in you already. Ashe, owl. Ashe, owl. Thank you for that. Yes, absolutely. Those of you are watching on Facebook, all right. I know I'm the main event is on YouTube. Okay, main event. This is like backstage. You get to see me backstage on Facebook. But go ahead and interact on Facebook if you're on Facebook. Okay. All right. So back to the story. If you take a look at those eastern regions, right? If you look at the anatomy of our ancestors, we were lean, right? The Eastern African ancestors were lean. They were tall, right? I don't know if you've ever seen that video on YouTube where they show the Maasai land where they jump and they're always jumping and they jump as high as possible. And you see that their legs are so lean. Even in the Olympics, you would see some of the Olympic runners, a lot of them, the long distance runners are from East Africa. So they were lean and because they had a lot of meat in their diet, okay? But if you go to West Africa, which is, modern day Ghana, modern day Gambia, modern day Senegal, modern day Nigeria, modern day Democratic Republic of Congo is more Central Africa, but it does have a little piece of Africa, of West Africa in it as well, right? Modern day Cameroon, modern day Togo, modern day Cote d'Ivoire, which you guys say as Ivory Coast, right? I know as Cote d'Ivoire, right? All of that used to be Yoruba land, right? And Yoruba land stretched from the west coast of Africa all the way to the Nile River. And our ancestors who were from those regions, they were a little bit more muscular because they had more starch in their diets, right? That's why we eat a lot of yams, a lot of fufu's made of yam, yuca, potatoes, right? Rice, right? All of these were part of our diets. Yes, we got 3 months. Okay, yes, Ashe, right? All of these were part of our ancestors' diet. So they were a little bit more bulky, right? A little bit more muscular. So when you think about, the type of work that was waiting for our ancestors in the New World, right? Sugarcane plantations, right? Tobacco plantations, cotton plantations, right? Farming, right? They needed that muscle power, right? They needed that type of body to be able to do the work. That's what the Europeans thought, okay? Although it really doesn't matter, but that's what they really thought. So type in a 7 in the chat if that makes sense, right? Why most of the enslaved Africans, 80%, that is a huge, out of the millions of people, that millions of enslaved Africans that were brought to the New World, that includes Brazil, that includes the Caribbean, right? We're talking Cuba, Haiti, okay, Jamaica, Trinidad, right? Even a little bit of South America. We're talking Colombia. We're talking Venezuela. We're talking Mexico. And then, of course, all of North America, right? We're talking all of the East Coast, right? So most of them were from Yoruba land, all right? And so if you are part of this journey, right? If you're part of this African traditional spirituality journey, most of the time you're looking to reconnect with your ancestors. Type in a 7 if you're with me. Michelle is with me. Brandy, hi, all is one, priestess, right? Okay, all right. So if you are in part of this journey of going back to the traditional African religions, traditional African spirituality, it is on the Ohi YouTube. Am I on the wrong YouTube? I think I'm on the wrong YouTube. I think I'm on Ia's YouTube. I don't know. I'm on somebody's YouTube. What YouTube am I on, Kenya? I'm gonna get this right. Give me 3 weeks. I'm gonna get this right. I don't know whose live I'm on. I'm on somebody's live. Yeah. If you're watching, I'm on something. People are watching me somewhere. Okay, I'm so sorry. I think I went live on the wrong platform, but the show must go on. We will continue the show and we will fix it later. Okay, you are where you're supposed to be. Ashe, Michelle. Thank you. I like you, Michelle. I don't know which Michelle I'm speaking to, but we need to talk. Thank you. Exactly. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Okay, where was I? Okay, yes. So yeah, I saw your message pop up. Okay. Oh, you're seeing it? Okay, good. Okay, I think she just texted. Like, wait a minute. I don't know where I went live. Did I not go live on the because I'm live somewhere. Okay. So if you are reconnecting to African spirituality, it is a way. I know for me, all right, maybe I'm not speaking to you, but for me, I was craving that connection because I didn't really know. Yes, in IET in school they teach you, yes, our ancestors are from the Taino Indians, the Arawaks, right? Even the Pacific Islanders, we have some of that ancestral lineage, and they also teach us about our African ancestors, the Igbo tribe, the Yoruba tribe, right? The Congo tribe and everything. But that's as far as it goes, right? Unless you're in a Vodou house, or if you're being brought up as a Vodouisan. Vodouisan is someone who practices Vodou, or you'll hear Vodou V. Vodou V means Vodou is life, right? That is also someone who practices Vodou. There's many nicknames for it. Unless you were brought up into that, you don't really know much about your ancestors except for that surface level stuff. Well, one thing I was always one, all of you are on YouTube. Okay. Okay, nice. All right. So yes, we were taught about, the Igbo tribe. We were taught about the Congo tribe and everything, but we never got really deep. And so when I started my journey, I was craving that connection. I don't know if that's for you. Type in a 7 if you resonate with that, right? Type in a 7 if you resonate with that. When I first was looking for what did my ancestors do? How did they practice? How did they experience God? Right? How did they manifest healing? How did they manifest abundance? How did they overcome obstacles? How did they overcome heartbreak? How did they overcome defeat? Right? What did they do? When I was looking for a platform like BSN, I was craving that connection. Okay. And so all of that to say is, if you're craving that connection to your ancestors, well, knowing your history is the first step, right? And so that's why I'm telling you this history about the most of our ancestors being from Yoruba land. Okay, so does that make sense as to why I went on that whole tangent about how 80% of the enslaved Africans who were brought to the New World were from Yoruba land? Okay, and so you will see a lot of my teachings, a lot of the things that I talk about are attached to the Yoruba tradition. Okay, why? Because in my search for looking for myself, right, looking to know who am I, where do I come from, I came across that statistics. So although I may not be 100% Yoruba, but 80% of the enslaved Africans were from Yoruba land, I've got some Yoruba in me. You've got some Yoruba in you. Everybody here watching, you've got some Yoruba in you somewhere, right? And so that's why you will hear me talk about the Orisha. That's why you will hear me talk about Ifa. That's why when I speak about Haitian Vodou, a lot of people ask me, Kat, do you work with the Loire or do you work with the Orisha? Well, in Vodou is a way of life. There is no right or wrong in Vodou. I can work with the Loire and the Orisha. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? And so that's my tie to Yoruba land, okay? And so all of that to say is my name. That's how we got on that whole tangent. If you're just joining us, you're like, wait a minute, I thought she was talking about money. Why are we talking about Yoruba land right now? All right, I was explaining my name. I was explaining my name. Omisika Ola Deyinde, okay? It is my destiny to lead you back to wealth, okay? And now let's define wealth based on the Yoruba culture. All right, let's define wealth. Actually, before I get into that, I'd like for you to tell me in the chat, those of you watching on Facebook, there's a couple of you watching on Facebook, and all of you watching on YouTube, talk to me in the chat. How do you define wealth? What does wealth mean to you? Talk to me in the chat, okay? What does wealth mean to you? While you guys are typing, let me go through the comments. All right. Let's see. Soulful Healing Garden. All right. Thank you for joining us. Okay. Michelle, you've been hyping me up. Thank you, Michelle. Okay. Brandy, Priestess Aje Ligbe. I'm sorry. All right. Oshun Kemebi is here. Bulma, all is one, Egbe. Okay. I'm not sure who Bulma is, but you're my Egbe, so all is one, Egbe. All right. Mel, right. Priestess Omoshule, all is one. All right. Priestess Anansi, all is one, everyone. How do you define wealth? Okay. Brandy says, love the historic connection. Absolutely. Michelle says, peace of mind, joy, and health. Ashe, Michelle. That's what I'm talking about, Queen. Absolutely. The money is just a byproduct. I'm going to repeat that. The money is just a byproduct. The real wealth is your peace. The real wealth is your freedom. The real wealth is your health. Type in a 7 if you're with me. Type in a 7 if you're picking up what I'm putting down. So many times we focus on the money. We focus on the money. We focus on the money. There's a little pataki, right, in Haitian Vodou, where they will say that it's a story, okay? A pataki is a story that usually has a lesson, right? It's usually a story about the supernatural forces, the Orisha, right, and so on and so forth, and it has some sort of moral lesson at the end, some sort of proverb, something to teach you something, right? And so I'll translate from Creole, but it's a story about someone who wanted to build a house. This young man wanted to build a house. And he would pray every day, God, I show me a house, right? Get me the house, God. I really want this house. And throughout the story, and I'm skipping steps, right? Throughout the story, this young man was given all the tools. Throughout the story, he's given a hammer. Throughout the story, he's given a wood. Throughout the story, he's given a whole piece of paper to be able to draw out the plan, but he ignores it. As he's praying, God, give me a house. God, give me a house. God keeps giving him the tools to build a house, but he keeps saying, God, where's my house? God, where's my house? And then towards the end, right, he's like giving up. He's like, oh my God, I've been praying for this house forever. You know, where is my house? How come I don't have my house? What do you need from me? I've done everything that you asked. What's wrong? What's going on? And then God says, well, I gave you all the tools to build a house and you did nothing with it. So what do you want from me? Okay. We're so focused on the money, right? I need $1,000. I need to pay my rent, and I need to pay this car note, and I need to do this for my child, and I need to do X, Y, and Z. And we focus on the money, and we focus on the money. That is exhausting, because I'm going to tell you right now, money is the lowest form of wealth. Write this in your notes. Money is the lowest form of wealth. Doesn't mean it's a bad form of wealth. That's not what I'm saying. Don't go on the internet saying that Cat said that money is evil or money is bad or money is dirty. That is not what I said at all. I'm saying that money, out of the hierarchy of wealth, out of all of the definitions of wealth, money is at the bottom. Okay? All right, beautiful. Sacred Feminine Alchemy says, not trading time for money. Ashe, right? Let me be clear, okay? To break the internet, go and break the internet now, okay? Yes, exactly. So I love how Michelle says a peace of mind. In ancient Yoruba tradition, the highest form of wealth is children. Write this in your notes. In ancient Yoruba tradition, the highest form of wealth is children, family. Well, Kat, what if I can't have children? Does that mean I'm not worthy of wealth? We're not going down that rabbit hole. Let's not do that, okay? Children, family, legacy. You guys with me? Type in an 8 if you're picking up what I'm putting down. The highest form of wealth is legacy, is children, is family. Remember, we are brought here to this earth to experience the human experience, to experience humanity. And one of the biggest parts of humanity is our connections to our family, our mother, our father, our children, our grandchildren. I mean, isn't that the whole point? Isn't that why we even went back to the Yoruba traditions, is to connect with our ancestors? Right? It's to connect with who we truly are. If we know where we came from, then we know where we're going. If we know where we came from, then we know who we are. And so if we look back at the ancient Yoruba tradition, the highest form of wealth is children, is a legacy. The second highest form of wealth, right? The second one is going to be wisdom, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. The money means nothing if you don't have the knowledge, the wisdom, and the understanding of how to use it. Type in a 9 if you're picking up what I'm putting down. The biggest problem with your money ritual is you're ignoring these apexes. You're ignoring the hierarchy of wealth. That is the biggest problem. You're focusing on the money when the money should be the last thing on your list. I didn't mean to be preaching, but somebody needs to hear this. Hello, Lisa from Facebook. A couple of you watching from Facebook. All is one. All right, head over to YouTube. That's where the party's at. Everybody's on YouTube. All right. Oh, I should probably drop the link for the YouTube, right? I don't have it handy, but I will for next time. All right. You guys with me? All right. Highest form of wealth is legacy. Second is knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Stop lighting your candle to make rent money and light your candle to have the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, so that having to light a green candle for your rent is never a problem ever again. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? I'm going to say it again. Instead of lighting a green candle to go pay your rent, I need you to light a white candle to ask for the wisdom, the knowledge, the understanding that's going to prevent you from always having to chase the dollar. How do I no longer have to chase money? How do I set myself up so that money comes easily to me? How do I mend the relationship that I have with money? How do I heal the relationship that I have with money? How do I understand the relationship that I have with money? How do I understand where it comes from? How do I understand how to fix it? That's what you need to be lighting a candle for, not to go and chase money. Money is the lowest form of abundance. I'm preaching. Kat, why are you yelling? Because I am passionate about this. You need to hear this message. Spirit is hot up in here. I got my white candle. I said, you know what? I'm not going to talk to the people without my little white candle. I'm going to channel this what you need to hear. This is not me speaking. I need some water. All right, let's keep going. All right, the highest form of wealth. Let's see. Let's take a little break. That was hot, right? That message was hot. I felt that. I needed to hear that one. That message was for me too, okay? Because I'm in this with you. The reason why I'm able to speak to you like this is because I've been in your shoes. I was sleeping on somebody's couch not too long ago. Roach infested apartment not too long ago. And here I am speaking to you about money. Here I am leading my clients to go buy land in Africa. Here I am opening up my bank account in Africa. Here I am with my investments, right? Making me money so that I can teach you how to do the same thing. If I can do it, you can do it. I'm in this with you. I'm not above you. I'm in this with you. That's why I understand you so well. That's how my ancestors wanted it. Okay? Let's go to go back to the roots. Ashe, Linda. Yes. It's the exclamation points on the subject. Ashe, preach. Okay? Enjoying the conversation. Ashe. Thank you. Thank you so much for that, for the Cash App. I'm always forgetting. So let's take a little commercial break. Let's take a little commercial break. I said this live was going to be 30 minutes long, but I think I'm going to make it a little longer, okay? Because a lot of you are watching. It's Monday. It's 1 o'clock. It's lunchtime, okay? And you guys are watching, so I'm going to keep going, okay? All right. So those of you who love what I'm talking about, right? Those of you who are like, Kat, how do I get more? How do I learn more? You're going to go into Learn Orisha Hoodoo, okay? Hoodoo.com. And there are plenty of classes. You can search for me specifically. You can go on the link and search by practitioner. You can look for Omisika Oladeyinde. I have some courses on money activation. I have a financial healing boot camp. I have a new year, new money ritual that can be done at different times of the year. So if you're interested in getting that bundle, go ahead and message me and say, hey, Kat, I'm interested in getting your new year, new money. Can I do it right now at this time of the year? Okay. Sometimes the answer is yes. Sometimes the answer is no. I have something else for you. Okay. So if you see something on the website and you have questions, please slide into my DMs. Okay. I'm inviting you to slide into my DMs and ask me all the questions that you need, okay? Lisa Perry on Facebook. I see you, Queen. All right, thank you. You're welcome. All right. Linda Thomas, Omifunde, Awa Omifunde, right? The musical priestess. I see you, Queen. All right, let's get back to it, okay? Let's get back to it. So the highest form of abundance is your legacy. Children, family, your connection with yourself. If you understand who you are, if you understand if you understand where you came from, you understand who you are. You will understand your purpose. You understand your legacy. Number 2, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Okay. Number 3, relationships. Your network, work with a K, like my name, Katiana, my Muggle name, my civilian name, Katiana, okay? Network is your net worth. I'm going to write this in the chat. Your network is your net worth. Think about all the opportunities that you've had in your past, whether it was a career opportunity, whether it was a business opportunity, whether it was a spiritual opportunity. Any type of opportunity for expansion, I guarantee you it came from some sort of relationship. Type in a 3 if you're with me. Type in a 0 if I lost you. Mind your relationships. Take care of the visitors. As a matter of fact, in Ifa, right, we are given something called an Odu verse, all right? And the Odu is, how do I even explain the Odu, okay? You know what? That's a whole nother live. All right. So it's basically, this is how I explained it to my mother. Okay. This is how I said it to my mother. It is a set of scriptures, right, that was given to you that are meant to guide you in your destiny. I'm just going to keep it that way. Okay. And one of the verses in my Odu is to take care of visitors. Well, you would think to yourself, well, isn't that like, common sense? All right. Yes, there's someone is visiting my house. I'm going to offer them something to drink. I'm going to offer them, the best seats. I'm going to pull out the best china and I'm going to take care of them. There's that part as well. Okay. That's etiquette. That's societal etiquette, right? If you have that type of practice, you're always going to mend the best relationships and they're always going to be reciprocal, right? You're always going to attract the right relationships if you have that practice. But let's go a little bit deeper. What does that mean to take care of your visitors? Talk to me in the chat. What could that possibly mean? What would it mean, right? If you're Odu, if you were given a verse that says, take care of your visitors, be mindful of taking care of your visitors. How does that connect to my wealth? What does that have to do with money? What does that have to do with my wealth? Talk to me in the chat. All right. Oshunke, maybe you're on both YouTube and you're on Facebook. Look at you, Queen. Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. Omio, the abundance flow, connect with Priestess Omisika. Thank you, Queen. Thank you, right? Make them feel like home, okay? Absolutely. Mend your relationships. I'm going to tell you right now, relationships will open doors that money could never. Relationships will open doors that money could never. I used to be in corporate America, right? The people that got the promotions, the people that were always promoted, were they always the best at their jobs, or were they the best at building relationships? Say what you want. Oh, she slept her way to the top. Oh, the manager just likes her. Oh, she just flaunts her, her goodies so that she can get ahead. So what? And what? As she should, because she understands the concept of relationships are one of the highest forms of currency. She understands that. Don't be a hater. How can you do the same? Do you have to flaunt your goods? Do you have to, show your ass on social media? No, that's not necessarily the route for you. But how can you mend your relationships? How can you nurture your relationships? Because the relationships will open doors that money could never. I'll tell you a quick story and then I'll let you guys go. Okay. I'll tell you a quick story. So every year in South Florida, in Miami, we have something called Art Basel. Okay. They have it all over the world. They have it in different cities all over the world. Right. And they have a really, really big one in December. Every December they have Art Basel. Now, this is a big deal because, the whole Miami art scene gets together. And then this is where the wealthy individuals come in, because I'm going to tell you right now, one way to invest your money is through art. As a matter of fact, art actually grows faster than the stock market. Art sometimes grows faster than real estate. Right? You might buy a piece of land and in a few years, it may be double, triple the price that you paid for it. But you might buy a piece of art and within a few months, it might double and triple in price, right? Depending on who the artist is. So art is a huge form of investment for the ultra wealthy. And so whenever there's any type of art gallery or art exhibits, right, this is where the wealthy flock to it because they're looking for the next investment opportunity. Type in an 8 if you're following the story. You know that when I was being taught how to become a financial educator, they told us you want to teach with stories because the human mind processes stories. So the more stories you tell, the more the people are going to learn. Okay. And so I'm going to give you a story. All right. All right. I gave you a story earlier. I can give you another story so that you can learn. Okay. And so with that, right, type in an 8 if you're following the story. Lisa says, give to others. Okay, beautiful. Yes. With the relationship with money. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you for that. Yes, absolutely. Okay, I got an 8. Linda says 8. Okay. And so going to those events, remember, I'm in the financial space, right? That's what I do. I help millionaires multiply their money. And of course, I teach you how they're able to multiply their money. So I'm able to help on both ends. I'm able to help the person that's a millionaire and the person who's not a millionaire yet. Okay. So my ancestors placed me in that perfect position to be able to help both. Okay. And so, of course, I mean, this is my business, right? Your network is your net worth. So guess who decides to go to Art Basel to go and mingle and shake hands and kiss babies and make the right connection. So, I can get my clients, right? My millionaire clients. And so I look at the itinerary for all the different events, and JP Morgan Chase is one of the biggest banks in the United States and one of the biggest banks in the world. They were having a Black Wealth event. Okay. And in this Black Wealth event, they were, talking about different resources that they have for the Black community, right? Business consulting, right? Free resources, financial literacy, right? All sorts of resources. I'm like, oh, this is where I need to be, okay? And so I signed up for the event, and for some reason, I read that the event was starting at 3 p.m. because, I mean, this is an Art Basel. this is an Art Basel event, right? These art galleries and these art exhibits, they're usually at night. They usually like serve champagne, right? You get to dress really nice and you go to the art gallery and you're looking at art and you're basically building relationships. So I thought it was that type of event. So I pull up, it's like 2:50 and I'm like, yes, all right. Priestess Oshun Funke said, JP Morgan Chase insured slave cargo. Oh, okay. Well, wait, isn't that Wells Fargo? I think it's, we'll take a look. We'll take a look, right? So guess what? My ancestors are giving us, are giving back to us from that, okay? So that's where we're headed with the story. So anyway, so I arrive at 2:50. I get to my destinations. It's 2:50. I'm feeling good. I'm like, yes, I'm 10 minutes. I'm looking good, right? My hair looks good. My makeup looks on point. And I'm about to flaunt my stuff, right? Because relationships is the highest form of currency. No, I wasn't, half-ass naked and trying to show my boobs or anything. And there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. All right. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just not my style. Okay. All right. I'm not judging. I'm not bashing. Do you, because relationships will open doors that money could never. Okay. And so, I'm going in and then I look and everybody's leaving. And I'm like, what the heck? What happened? So I look and the event ended at 3. So I'm like, oh my God, I thought the event started at 3. I thought it was like a nighttime event. Nope. I look back at the flyer and it was from 10 to 3. So I missed the entire thing, right? And so I'm like, no, I'm looking good. My makeup's looking good. I have this nice dress on. I look majestic. I'm going in and I'm going to shake the right hand and I'm going to kiss the right baby. I don't care. I'm going in. Okay. And so I go in, and as you know, these types of events, right? Whenever they're about to end, that's where all the networking is happening, right? This is where everybody's like, oh, that speaker was so great and that speaker was so great and blah, 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 blah. So people are mingling. So fast forward and I go and I mingle and I actually end up meeting, right? I actually end up meeting the community manager of the North Miami branch of JP Morgan, okay? And so fast forward, right? I end up working with him, and now we are in the process of arranging financial literacy workshops where I'm going to be teaching the Haitian community here in Miami in Creole, in French, and even in English, right? All of that to say, I went on that whole tangent, right? And I gave you that whole story to show you the power of relationships. Do you know how long it would have taken me to even get to that point to where I'm speaking to a big bank, a huge bank like JP Morgan, to be able to have them hire me to teach financial literacy to the community? Do you know how long that would have taken if I needed money to get there? Do you know how many gurus and coaches and this person and that person I would have had to pay to even get into the door of JP Morgan? Do you realize how many years that would have went by of me playing small to stay safe, of me saying, oh, I'm not worthy. I'm not good enough yet. One day. Well, we love saying that, one day. What the heck is one day, by the way? One day means never. Whenever I hear somebody say one day, it means never. It means you're never doing this. Because what is one day? Where do you find that on the calendar? What day is that on the calendar? One day. It's never. So you might as well, next time you want to say one day, just say never. Just say never so that you can be honest with yourself. And watch, it's going to change a lot of things for you, right? Every time the word one day wants to come out your mouth, just say never. And then you're going to be like, oh, I guess it needs to happen today, right? Okay, I went on that tangent. But anyways, let's bring it back. Do you know how long it would have taken for me to end up in that type of opportunity if I didn't bypass it by leading with relationships? Okay, I can give you many, 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 many more examples of how relationships were able to get me into doors that money could never. I don't have $100,000, $50,000 that I could pay somebody to help me get in front of JP Morgan. I don't have that. But I have myself. I have my essence. I have my Ori. I have my Ifa. I have my destiny to lead me to the right relationships. And so to bring it all back, right? Okay. The biggest missing piece in your money ritual is that you're focusing on the money. The highest form of currency is legacy, children, family. The second is knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. The third is relationships. And last but not least is money. And not just money, like physical money in the bank, right? This could be assets. This could be real estate, land, and gold, precious metals, Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, anything that's worth any type of money, really. It doesn't have to be cash in the bank. All right. Any questions, comments, or observations? All right. Let me know. Type in an 8 if you found value. All right. If you like these types of conversations. Okay. Because I could dial it all the way down, right? And just like kind of teach you money rituals one-on-one type of thing, right? I could really go basic, but I prefer these types of high-level conversations to help you to think differently about money, to look at your wealth building a little bit differently, and to create permanent shifts. No, I don't want you to have to light a candle every week to pay your rent or to pay your bills. That's exhausting. We don't want that. Do you have to keep doing work to continue your flow of money? Absolutely. That's part of your regimen. But we shouldn't be in desperation mode. Every time you need something, it's exhausting. I don't want that for you. I didn't want it for myself. And I definitely don't want that for you. So that's why I like these high-level conversations, to get you to think different about money and to shift your perspective around wealth. Okay? All right, everyone. Have a great day, everybody. I see Priestess Ocean Funke. Thank you, Iya. Absolutely. Don't forget, learnorishahoodoo.com. We have classes that are in the hundreds, in the $300, in the $500, and we have classes that are $7, right? I had a young lady. Oh, quick question before, say shameless plug, orishahoodoo.com. Okay? Shameless plug. At the last live that I did, I had a young lady slide into my DMs. You know who you are. I'm not going to say your name. She slid into my DMs and she was like, Kat, I need advice. You know, I really love what you said about in the live, about cleaning my house, about, you know, all of this stuff. But, you know, my situation is this and my situation is that. And she just kept going on and on and on about her situation. And I know, and if you're watching, Queen, I'm telling your story because your story is inspiring. And I said to her, listen, love, would you like me to tell you the truth, or would you like me to tell you what you want to hear? She's like, oh, give me the truth. Give me the truth. And I said to her, you spent about 5 minutes explaining why you can't do something. And not one time did you talk about how you can do something. It's not I can't, it's how can I? I'm going to repeat that. Oh, this class is $7. I can't get it because I haven't gotten paid. The fact that $7 is an issue for you is what we need to be working on right now. Why is $7 an issue for you? Why is $14 an issue for you? Why is $300 an issue for you right now? Right? Okay. And so go ahead, go to learnorishahoodoo.com. Okay. There are plenty of classes. If you want to look for mine specifically, look for me as a practitioner. I have classes from $7 and I have services that are as high as thousands of dollars as well. Okay. Depending on where you are in your journey, I meet you where you are. The goal is to get you out of it. I want to get you to where $1,000 is not an issue for you, right? I don't mean that you need to have $1,000 all the time, although that would be great. But for you to not have a vision of how can I can manifest $1,000, that's what we're here to fix. Okay. All right, everybody. I'm not here to help you manifest $200. You could go do that with some ritual on the internet. No, I'm here to help you manifest thousands of dollars, 6 figures, 7 figures, houses, land, opportunities, career advancement. Ashe. Okay. All right, everybody. Have a good night. Bye.